My name's Darci Lynne.
Okay, and Darcy, who's that?
My name's Petunia.
Darci Lynne Farmer's story is one of those rare journeys that seem almost too incredible to be true. The kind that begins in the quiet corners of childhood and blossoms under the brightest spotlights in the world. Born on October 12, 2004, in Oklahoma City, Darci grew up as a sweet, shy girl who struggled with speaking up in front of people. Her parents, Clark and Misty Farmer, noticed that while she loved to sing around the house, the moment she faced an audience, her voice seemed to retreat into silence. To help her break out of this shell, they encouraged her to participate in activities that could build confidence. One such step was her enrollment in the International Cinderella Scholarship Program in 2014, which turned out to be transformative. There, she not only won the title of International Mini-Miss, but also met Lisa Bonacicesti, a reigning teen title holder and ventriloquist, whose warmth and artistry sparked a new interest in Darci's young heart. Discovering the art of ventriloquism. Ventriloquism, at the time, seemed like a forgotten craft, something belonging to earlier generations rather than the world of modern entertainment. But, for Darci, it became both a calling and a safe space. She spent hours practicing in her room, rehearsing voices, and teaching herself how to let her puppets do the speaking that she was too shy to attempt on her own. Within just a month of training, she gathered the courage to step on stage at Edmund's Got Talent in 2014. To her own astonishment, she walked away with first place, holding not only a trophy, but also the realization that she had found a way to connect with people without fear. Soon after, she caught the attention of Gary Owen, a respected ventriloquism coach, who took her under his wing as both mentor and manager. Owen's guidance, combined with vocal lessons from seasoned coach Tiana Piles, gave Darci the professional foundation she needed to grow from a gifted child into a genuine performer. By 2015, she was winning contest after contest, including Oklahoma Kids, where she claimed top honors, and American Kids in Branson, Missouri, where she was recognized across categories such as Broadway Specialty Acts and Entertainer of the Year. Each performance brought her closer to her dream and further proved that her talent was more than a childhood hobby. It was the making of a star. Early recognition and national exposure. Even as her reputation grew, Darci remained grounded in her everyday life. She was still a middle school student at Deer Creek Middle School, balancing homework with rehearsals, still teased by her brothers Nate, Dalton, and Nick, and still making time for family life in Oklahoma. Yet her path was already moving toward national recognition. In March 2016, Darci made her first major television appearance on the hit NBC show Little Big Shots, performing the classic I Want to Be a Cowboy's Sweetheart with her cowgirl puppet, Katie. Her mix of charm, wit, and undeniable skill won the hearts of viewers across the country and introduced her to an audience far larger than she had ever imagined. Later that summer, she broke another barrier by becoming the first child ventriloquist in 40 years to perform during the evening show at the prestigious Vent Haven Convention, standing alongside legendary artists like Kevin Johnson and Todd Oliver. Her confidence was growing, her stage presence was blossoming, and it was clear that something extraordinary was in motion. The audition that changed everything, that momentum, carried her to the audition of a lifetime in 2017, when Darci stepped onto the stage of America's Got Talent for its 12th season. Clutching her puppet Petunia, a sassy white rabbit with a voice as bold as Darci herself was shy, she launched into a performance of Summertime from Porgy and Bess. Within moments, the audience was on its feet, and the judges were left stunned by the seamless way she combined flawless singing with the illusion that Petunia was doing all the work. Judge Mel B., overcome by the magic of the moment, slammed the golden buzzer, sending Darci straight to the live shows. The video of her audition went viral almost instantly, becoming the most viewed video in AGT history within its first 30 hours, and later ranking as the fourth most trending YouTube video of 2017. For a shy teenager who once struggled to say hello in public, it was the beginning of a transformation that would captivate the world. Rising through the rounds of AGT, Darci's journey through the competition was a masterclass in creativity and versatility. For her first live show, she introduced Oscar, a nervous mouse puppet, who charmed audiences with a soulful rendition of Who's Loving You? In the semifinals, she surprised everyone with Edna, a feisty old lady puppet who belted out, You make me feel like a natural woman, showcasing both Darci's vocal range and her gift for comedic timing. Each round brought something new, and audiences found themselves eagerly anticipating which puppet and which song she would unveil next. In the finals, Darci brought Petunia and Oscar together in a dynamic duet of With a Little Help from My Friends, proving that she could handle multiple characters seamlessly in a live setting. Simon Cowell himself declared that he believed she would win, a rare and powerful endorsement. In the grand finale, she performed alongside Terry Fator, the legendary ventriloquist and winner of AGT Season 2, singing Anything You Can Do in a duet that was both playful and iconic. When the votes were finally tallied, NBC announced that Darci had not only won, but also received the highest number of votes ever cast for a finale in the history of the show, securing her place as the 12th season champion and igniting a career that would only keep soaring. From AGT champion to national star, Darci's victory was not the end of her story, but the launch of a new chapter. Almost immediately, she was invited onto The Ellen DeGeneres Show, where she once again wowed audiences with her puppets and her radiant personality. She collaborated with Jeff Dunham, one of the world's most famous ventriloquists, in a Halloween-themed special called The Haunted House on Dunham Hill, which featured her beloved characters Petunia, Oscar, and Edna interacting with Jeff's classic puppets like Walter and Ahmed. The crossover delighted fans and reinforced Darci's place among the greats of her craft. In November 2017, she performed alongside Terry Fator at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tulsa, an emotional full-circle moment that brought together two of the biggest names in ventriloquism. A month later, she joined Pentatonix for their holiday special, A Very Pentatonix Christmas, where she performed O Christmas Tree with Petunia, adding a festive twist that audiences adored. Every step showed that she was not just a one-season wonder, but an entertainer capable of holding her own alongside some of the most established performers in the industry. A tour that proved her staying power. The demand for Darci's performances quickly grew, and by early 2018 she announced her first national tour, Darci Lynne and Friends Live. Initially planned as a modest 5-show run, the tour expanded into 52 performances across the United States, running through January 2019. Fans packed theaters to see her and her puppet friends bring laughter, music, and magic to life on stage. The tour even included a special holiday edition called Rocking Around the Christmas Tree with Darci Lynne and Friends, which featured 9 Christmas-themed shows that spread joy across the country during the festive season. For audiences, it was a chance to witness the kind of performance rarely seen in modern entertainment. A teenage girl with an old-world art form, delivering it with freshness and authenticity that spoke to both children and adults alike. A charitable heart and homecoming pride. December 2017 marked another milestone in Darci's life when she performed at Madison Square Garden during the One Night with the Stars charity event. using her gift to contribute to a cause greater than herself. Later that month, she returned to Oklahoma City for a special homecoming show, where she performed for a community that had supported her since the very beginning. For Darci, the moment was not just about applause or fame. It was about giving back to the people and the state that had nurtured her growth. It was a reminder that even as her career reached dazzling new heights, she remained deeply connected to her roots and the values her family had instilled in her. Building momentum in 2018. The start of 2018 marked the continuation of Darci's unstoppable momentum. January brought a memorable appearance on The Today Show, where she performed Who's Loving You with her puppet Oscar, stunning viewers with a mix of soulful vocals and flawless ventriloquism. By March, she had realized a dream shared by countless entertainers when she graced the stage of the Grand Ole Opry, a venue synonymous with tradition and prestige. The same month, she appeared at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, winning the affection of young audiences with her charm and energy. In April, she revisited the show that first introduced her to national audiences, Little Big Shots, delivering a lively performance of Shout with Oscar that became a favorite among viewers. May brought another chance to showcase her warmth and personality as a guest on the daytime talk show Pickler and Ben. By mid-year, Darci's presence was firmly established across television and live events, proving she was no fleeting star. Expanding her reach, Darci's schedule in 2018 reflected her growing influence as she was invited to perform at prestigious events across the country. July took her to the Starkey Hearing Foundation Gala, aligning her voice with a cause that provided hearing support to those in need. In August, she returned to the America's Got Talent stage, this time as a guest performer rather than a contestant, impressing audiences again with a duet of Show Off from The Drowsy Chaperone with her beloved puppet Petunia. Her natural command of the stage reminded fans why she had triumphed the year before. September added another light-hearted appearance when she joined the Kids Baking Championship, a chance to reveal her fun-loving side and connect with families in a different context. Each performance reinforced that Darci was not simply a one-time competition winner, but a multidimensional performer with enduring appeal. Holiday magic. The close of 2018 confirmed Darci's reputation as a seasonal favorite, capable of bringing joy to family-centered celebrations. November found her at NBC's Christmas in Rockefeller Center, where she performed Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer alongside Petunia and Oscar, and Jingle Bell Rock with Petunia, brightening one of the nation's most iconic holiday broadcasts. December saw her back at the Grand Ole Opry, as well as another visit to Pickler and Ben, demonstrating her versatility as both a singer and ventriloquist. She also ventured into voice acting, portraying Daisy in the animated series Fancy Nancy. Her holiday special, My Hometown Christmas, was a milestone moment where she combined ventriloquism with traditional singing alongside her four main puppets, Petunia, Oscar, Edna, and Katie. Collaborations with celebrated artists such as Lindsey Sterling, Toby Keith, Kristen Chenoweth, Pentatonix, and Hunter Hayes elevated the program, while even the AGT judges joined in a light-hearted sketch, reinforcing Darci's place among established stars. Navigating the challenges of fame. With fame came not only opportunity, but also unexpected challenges, and Darci and her family soon faced the realities of life in the public eye. In 2018, they dealt with a situation involving an overzealous individual who attempted to approach her multiple times. While the matter was resolved through law enforcement and protective measures, the experience highlighted the importance of safeguarding personal information and maintaining boundaries. For Darci, it was an early lesson in the complexities of celebrity, but she and her family remained resilient, choosing to focus on her growth and artistry rather than fear. A year of expansion. Darci entered 2019 determined to build on her foundation. January saw her add a touch of charm to the Food Network's Winter Cake All, where her personality shone in a new environment. That same month, she returned to NBC as part of America's Got Talent, The Champions. Her medley of Nutbush City Limits and Proud Mary with Oscar showcased both her vocal and comedic talents, earning her a place in the top 3 of her preliminary round. Though she did not advance at first, she returned as a wild card and delivered a breathtaking rendition of O Mio Babino Caro with Petunia, reminding everyone of her versatility. Her run concluded with a heartfelt duet of Can't Smile Without You, alongside puppeteer Bill Beretta, who voiced the Muppet character Rolf the dog, further cementing her place as a respected performer. Taking the stage nationwide, her Fresh Out of the Box tour began in February 2019, demonstrating that she could command theaters across the nation. Between tour dates, she joined the Barbie Anything Tour, inspiring young girls to dream big, and took part in a Washington event aimed at empowering youth activism. By September, she returned to the AGT stage as a guest artist alongside comedian Preacher Lawson, dazzling with her performance of It's a Man's World with Petunia. November brought a new comedic showcase when she appeared on Nickelodeon's All That, bringing her humor to a fresh generation of viewers. Another youth-focused event in Vancouver capped off her year, reaffirming her role as a positive influence for young audiences. The Clarkson Connection. 2020 began with Darci joining The Kelly Clarkson Show for a performance of Something's Got a Hold on Me with Oscar. The reception was so enthusiastic that she was invited back in April for an encore. That same spring, she became a panelist on Nickelodeon's Unfiltered, hosted by Jay Farrowo, showing her ability to adapt her personality to interactive formats. She also returned to All That as a musical guest, again performing Something's Got a Hold on Me, a song that had become one of her trademarks. By August, she was back at AGT, introducing audiences to her new one-eyed Australian monster puppet, Ivan, further expanding her roster of characters. Branching into acting. By 2021, Darci was confidently exploring new creative avenues. April brought her acting debut on Nickelodeon's Side Hustle, where she played a wombat in the episode Make a Mutt. June marked another warm return to The Ellen DeGeneres Show, where her comedic timing and vocal ability again impressed national audiences. That year, she also launched her third tour, My Lips Are Sealed, Except When They're Not, which carried through to a finale in November 2022. Alongside touring, she returned to the AGT stage in August 2021, singing Let the Good Times Roll with Oscar, a performance that reminded audiences of her unique ability to breathe life into timeless classics. Entering film April 2022 marked another career milestone when Darci appeared in the film A Cowgirl's Song, starring alongside Cheryl Ladd, Savannah Lee May, and Jason Allen Smith. This project demonstrated that her talents extended beyond ventriloquism and live performance, opening doors to acting roles and new storytelling formats. A star born on America's Got Talent. Darci Lynne Farmer's audition for America's Got Talent in 2017 remains one of the most remarkable moments in the show's history, not just because of her age, but because of the sheer artistry she displayed on that stage. Barely 12 years old, she walked out with her rabbit puppet Petunia, looking both nervous and determined. Then came the shock. As she began to sing George Gershwin's Summertime without moving her lips, the audience fell into stunned silence. Her ventriloquism was so seamless that the puppet seemed alive, its voice carrying the power of a trained vocalist. For judges, it was a revelation. The performance ended in thunderous applause, and Mel B slammed the golden buzzer that sent Darci straight into the live shows. That moment launched her into instant fame, and as the season continued, she proved time and again that she was more than a novelty act. Each week brought new puppets, new characters, and new songs, all infused with her effortless charm and a level of discipline far beyond her years. By the time she won the show, she wasn't just the darling of the season. She had become a national sensation and a face of hope for an entire art form, inspiring a new generation of performers. Darci's victory did more than change her life. It sparked a cultural shift. Before she appeared on AGT, ventriloquism was largely dismissed as a dated variety act, something associated with county fairs or old vaudeville shows, but suddenly, ventriloquism was in the spotlight again, recast as something vibrant and contemporary. Television writer Bill King observed that her performances were so natural and smooth that most people didn't even think about the mechanics behind them. What she was doing, singing flawlessly while maintaining the illusion that the puppet was alive, was extraordinarily difficult. Yet she made it look simple. That illusion of ease became its own kind of magic. Children who had never thought of ventriloquism before suddenly wanted puppets of their own, and teachers noticed students using them in school talent shows or small community performances. Libraries began reporting increased checkouts of books on ventriloquism, and local puppet-making workshops saw surges of interest. In small towns across America, a new wave of belly talkers began, inspired by a girl from Oklahoma who showed them that even the oldest traditions could feel brand new. Praise from legends of the craft. The response from professionals only cemented Darci's legacy. Terry Fator, perhaps the most famous modern ventriloquist and winner of America's Got Talent Season 2, was among her most vocal admirers. In interviews with USA Today and Billboard, Fator admitted that her mastery at such a young age stunned even him, a performer with decades of experience. He remarked that at 12 years old, she was already showing skills that had taken him half a lifetime to hone. He called her a natural-born ventriloquist and predicted she had the potential to eclipse even his career. Sammy King, a veteran performer, described Darci as not just a technician, but a complete entertainer. A singer, comedian, and storyteller rolled into one. Jay Johnson, another celebrated ventriloquist, used his blog to marvel at her almost flawless lip control, her ability to shift voices instantly, and her remarkable vocal range. He even suggested that she could easily succeed as a pop singer without puppets if she chose. Johnson affectionately referred to the new generation of inspired performers as belly talkers, acknowledging that Darci had single-handedly made ventriloquism aspirational again. For these seasoned artists to speak of her not as a prodigy, but as a peer underscored just how revolutionary she truly was. The human side of stardom. But with fame came new challenges. Darci was still a teenager navigating middle school, friendships, and the everyday pressures of growing up. Suddenly, she had a fan base of millions, interviews to give, tours to plan, and media obligations to meet. The scrutiny was intense. Every performance was dissected, every word quoted, every mistake magnified. Many child stars falter under this weight, yet Darci displayed a poise that was remarkable for her age. Her Oklahoma roots played a crucial role. She leaned on her close-knit family, who kept her grounded and reminded her that, beyond the flashing lights, she was still Darci, the daughter, the student, the girl who loved to laugh with friends and play sports. She often spoke of her faith as a guiding anchor, a reminder of humility and purpose amid the chaos of celebrity. This balance between public figure and private self was what allowed her to grow without losing her sense of identity. She knew fame could be fleeting, but the joy she gave audiences could last a lifetime if she remained authentic. Beyond the AGT stage, winning America's Got Talent could have been the peak of her career, but Darci was determined to use it as a foundation. She embarked on multiple national tours, consistently selling out theaters and venues across the country. Audiences marveled at the professionalism of her shows, which blended comedy, heartfelt storytelling, and musical brilliance. She appeared on talk shows, headlined holiday specials, and earned invitations to prestigious stages like the Grand Ole Opry. Each performance seemed to showcase another layer of her talent, from playful comedy with Petunia to emotional duets with Oscar the Mouse or Edna Doorknocker. In 2019, she returned for AGT The Champions, where she reminded the world that her artistry had only deepened with time. Her decision to perform both with and without puppets showed versatility and courage. She was not afraid to experiment. Although she did not win, she reaffirmed her reputation as a performer whose career was built on more than just one season of television. Museums, honors, and lasting recognition. Her impact resonated beyond stages and television screens. In 2020, Edmond, Oklahoma, the town where she grew up, unveiled a special exhibit at the Edmond Historical Society and Museum titled Darci Lynne's Got Talent. The exhibit displayed costumes from her AGT performances, posters from her tours, and even rehearsal scripts, creating a timeline of her journey from a shy girl practicing ventriloquism at home to an international star. The exhibit became a destination for fans, offering them a chance to walk through her story and connect with the milestones of her career. For Darci, the honor was humbling. She spoke of how meaningful it was that her community celebrated her in this way, emphasizing that the support of her hometown had always been the bedrock of her success. The exhibit wasn't just a recognition of her achievements, but a symbol of how one person's art can uplift an entire community and inspire pride in unexpected ways. An artist who evolved with time. What has always set Darci apart is her refusal to be confined by one label. While ventriloquism remains at the core of her identity as a performer, she has consistently sought to expand her artistry. She explored acting opportunities, lending her voice to animated projects, and appearing in film and television roles. She experimented with music, showcasing a vocal talent strong enough to stand on its own. She collaborated with musicians, comedians, and other performers, blending her puppetry with different forms of entertainment to create something unique. Every project reflected not just skill but courage, the courage to grow, to risk failure, and to stretch beyond comfort zones. Audiences came to expect not repetition, but reinvention, and Darci consistently delivered. This adaptability has kept her career fresh and dynamic, ensuring that her artistry remains relevant in an ever-changing entertainment industry. A symbol of resilience and inspiration. Beyond the technical brilliance and accolades, Darci Lynne Farmer's story resonates because of the way she transformed challenges into opportunities. Many young performers collapse under pressure, but Darci turned that pressure into motivation. She embodied perseverance, demonstrating that age is never a barrier to greatness and that authenticity can withstand the glare of fame. To aspiring ventriloquists, she became proof that their art still mattered. To young dreamers of all kinds, she became a role model for courage and creativity. Her message was consistent. Passion can overcome doubt, and dedication can turn the impossible into reality. Parents spoke of their children watching Darci and deciding to pursue theater, music, or storytelling. Teachers pointed to her as an example of what practice and commitment could achieve. She became more than an entertainer. She became a symbol of hope, resilience, and possibility. The legacy she continues to build. Though still so young, Darci has already carved a lasting place in the history of entertainment. Her Golden Buzzer audition lives on as one of the most replayed clips in AGT history. But her career has moved far beyond that one moment. She has revived ventriloquism, ensuring that the craft has a future in the 21st century. She has inspired new generations of performers, some of whom will undoubtedly become stars in their own right. She has proven that a child star can transition into a respected artist, maintaining integrity and relevance. And she has built a foundation strong enough to carry her into a lifetime of success. Whether through tours, collaborations, or new artistic ventures, Darci's story is still unfolding, and the world continues to watch with admiration. Conclusion: the puppet master of hearts. In the end, what makes Darci Lynne Farmer unforgettable is not just her technical excellence, but the joy she shares with the world. Her puppets are not props. They are voices of humor, compassion, and imagination. Through them, she tells stories that connect across generations, making audiences laugh, cry, and believe in magic again. Watching her perform is less about witnessing a trick and more about sharing in a journey, one where creativity becomes a bridge between artist and audience. From a nervous 12-year-old girl clutching a puppet to a celebrated performer admired by legends, Darci has proven that dreams can be built from passion and persistence. She is proof that even the oldest crafts can find new life in the hands of a visionary, and she reminds us that true artistry is timeless. For anyone who wonders whether ventriloquism can still thrive in the modern age, Darci Lynne Farmer has given the answer time and again. Not only can it thrive, but in her hands, it can soar.